No man should ever enter where we are going. Beware what lurks in the depths of the libtard zone.
Save yourself. Save yourself now. Leak, and more leaks. Bowie, you just wait another 6 weeks.
I just want to draw your attention to the collection over his right shoulder that I'm pretty sure he imbibes in quite a bit. Wow, that's a lot of liquor for you, James. How much of that did you suck down before you got on camera? Yeah, old degenerate.
No one's going to doubt me when I tell you. He's going to be gone by April of next year. The fat bastard has just fallen all over himself. He don't know where he is. He can't get out of a chair. Go look at the approval ratings. There's a new poll coming out in the Wall Street Journal. Oh,
do they just keep paying him to keep moving back his dates? I mean, he's going to be gone by January. Okay, hold on. He's going to be gone by April. He's going to be gone by October. It's the same stuff. It's the definition of insanity, saying the same thing over and over again. Maybe it's fueled by, looks like Jameson and Johnny Walker back there.
My God, never seen anything so devastating in my life. So, you're on a burning ship. As unpleasant as might think that you got to jump in the cold seat, that's your only shot, dude. Jump in the cold seat, leak, get cutouts, all right, get burner phones. Yeah, I don't know, you get, maybe somebody can do untraceable things. I'm not you're much more technology oriented than I am, but they're going to try to come after you and subpoena everything you got. So be damn careful. Be damn careful about not leaking anything to do with military preparedness, national security, anything like that. You don't want to get, because they'll try to do that. And look around and try to save your ass.
Boy, does this guy sound drunk to you? Does this guy sound like somebody who's in a winning position? Does he sound like, we've got this made in the midterms. We're good. I don't even know what he's saying half the time.
That's what I'm telling you. Do what you can. Try to save your ass, because right now it's grass, and the lawnmower of history is coming, and it's coming quickly. You better get out of the way. Thank you.
Number 9.
I'm not a politician, but I think that the people who deserve to be prosecuted or whatever it is for misusing the Justice Department and abusing, I believe, American citizens and American politicians, or whether you want to say political rivals or whatever, I think that they should face, some sort of justice.
When I was talking to you earlier about the Retribution Tour, this is specifically one of the things I'm talking about. They're letting us know in no uncertain terms. They are letting everybody know if somehow they were to be ordained and got back in power, we're all screwed. They're actually saying it out loud. So yeah, I want a Retribution Tour.
Oh, well, I absolutely believe that. And I believe that there should be accountability.
But how does that look like in a legal realm?
And especially for people in the highest roles of power and authority, those who abuse their power and authority should be held accountable, and there should be consequence.
If you are president, let's just say in 2028 you are elected, will you make sure that there's accountability?
Oh, I believe firmly in accountability. Yes.
She can't get back in office. None of them can. They're telling you straight to your face, oh, if we get back in power, we're coming after all these people. You think they're going to stop at Trump? You think they'll stop at Don Jr. or Ivanka? Oh, no. They'll come for me. They'll come for you. They will get records. They will come for everybody. They will ruin our lives. Yes, we want retribution.
Number 8.
This is this horrible thing, the SAVE Act, one of the worst, most anti-election democracy things that's ever been proposed. They say it's all about ID, voter ID. It's not. They will remove 25 million people.
People. people. He didn't say Americans, 25 million people. Did you just tell us, Chucky, that there are 25 million illegals? Is that what you just said? Or the 25 million illegals plus the dead people and people who aren't supposed to be there? Or is that where your election is right now? If we're somehow, we get the Save America Act passed, which we have to, you know it's over. They know it's over.
The rolls. Why? Because they'll require under this act, which is not going to pass, and we're not going to let it pass. We've defeated in court. I was a lead plaintiff in the decision to do that. We've refused to give them the votes that they would want for this. We never will.
Meanwhile, the start of this is going to be building power. You know, at the end of the day, I firmly believe that we are facing fascism in this country.
Says the dude with a Nazi tattoo. How much of a brain-dead idiot do you have to be standing in front of these people? The people at this meeting right there. How brain-dead do they have to be for this guy to be talking about we're facing fascists while you're the fascist? What did they do? How did they convince these people that this is okay? Everything's fine because we're going to be fighting fascists with our other fascists.
Historically, the only thing that's ever beaten that is a broad-based working-class coalition.
Number 7.
I would submit to you, the president is not just some Archie Bunker racist, but is a movement white supremacist.
Just telling you. I know many of you never see this stuff. You never find it. It doesn't come across your feed. But you need to understand they're coming for us. They're making no bones about it.
I think we've got to face this and just stare it right in the eye.
Number 6.
Yeah, look, we've talked a lot on this show about the cowardice of large law firms.
In case you don't know, this guy is Mark Elias. He is the Democrat sue arm, him and Rosen guy, the other guy that does it with him, Norm Eisen, yeah. And all they do is sue. Every time you see a lawsuit, that's them. They're suing. Now I want you to listen to his message here, and it should give you a little bit of comfort because you realize they know they're screwed.
The large law firms are just taking it from their clients. I mean, corporate America has been coward in the face of Donald Trump, frankly, going back to his first term. Like, after January 6th, all these corporations, issued nice statements saying how they were not going to support any of the insurrectionists or candidates that voted to not certify the election. They now all support those insurrectionists and the candidates and office holders who support them. Corporate America, which once claimed to be able to do anything, when it came to voter suppression laws in 2021 under Joe Biden, they announced that they couldn't do anything. And so we over and over again see that corporate America is turned its back on democracy. You mentioned Paramount. Paramount owns CBS News. Paramount is soon to likely own CNN. Have we heard anything from Barry Weiss, who's been put in charge of those companies? Has she denounced this?
See, Barry Weiss used to be one of them, and she got a great job, great gig at CBS, and she's chopping them up, getting rid of them. So I guarantee you what the next move they're going to make is they're going to begin suing corporations. See, the corporations are no longer playing ball with them. The corporations are no longer doing their dirty work. The corporations are making money. Hence, that's why they're corporations. See, it was easier for them to control the corporations when USAID and all these other programs gave them such a war chest that they could, supplement. Hey, listen, I know you're losing money. It's not that great, but keep doing this stuff against the Republicans and conservatives, and we'll get you some money. And now these corporations are like, sorry, we got to go with the way that the sales are going.
Has David Ellison, the owner who sought these approvals, has he said anything? There's just an absolute deafening silence on the part of the large corporations, like the large law firms, like, too many of the other large institutions of society, in the face of what Donald Trump means. And it is absolutely immoral. It is absolutely wrong. And it just goes to show that when they say they care about democracy, they are lying. When it becomes convenient for them in 2 years or 4 years for them to say that they stand with the American people, they will be lying then, and we should remember not to celebrate or believe their lies.
They're coming for the corporations. They didn't get what they want, and now they're going to go attack corporations. If they get back in power, they're going to destroy some of these businesses who are no longer towing their line. They just look where the puck is going in this regard, and that's what they want to do. They don't want CBS to be owned by Paramount. They don't want Warner Brothers to sell. Everything is collapsing on their head, and they don't know what to do. So you can sue and sue and sue, but they're not even winning the lawsuits anymore.
Number 5.
There are cases in which migrants to New York have committed violent crimes, including murder, in this district.
All right, so just so you know, this is one of the districts in New York. You heard about this woman earlier when they were talking. She is a communist, masquerading as a socialist. The guy on the right there, she's beaten him already pretty much. He's going to have to concede. But you have to listen to what her mentality is in terms of how she wants to help govern New York City.
Under normal circumstances, undocumented defendants charged with crimes go through the system, and if convicted, they get deported before or after serving time. Ms. Chevalier, you recently said on WNYC Radio that defendants who commit crimes should not be deported after serving time. Why is that?
Because we have a criminal system. It's an imperfect system. It's an imperfect criminal system that I've been critical of, but we have one. And if we truly believe in a system where we don't have double jeopardy on the basis of where someone was born, then we cannot also have a system of punishment that is unique to people who were born elsewhere.
The hell are you talking about? She's saying double jeopardy applies to different crimes. Well, no, if you steal something and you get arrested for stealing something, and at the same time you're not supposed to be here, that's not double jeopardy. That's 2 different crimes, moron. And of course, the moderator didn't say, what the hell are you talking about? But this is who they're voting in.
We need to make sure that if we really value equality in this country, that we are treating people equally, regardless of where they were born.
Regardless of where they were born. Doesn't really matter. She is conveying all of the rights of Americans on every single one of the newcomers. All of them. And she's going to win.
It cannot both be that a person who has citizenship is tried and convicted in one way, and a person who does not have citizenship is tried, convicted, and then forced to also endure another type of punishment on the basis of where they were born.
Wow. Again, if you didn't hear it yourself, it doesn't make any sense. It's like these people are completely brainwashed. She can't be more than 27, 28. What the hell happened in her life where she's become so disconnected? Doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. And yet there's some people like, yeah, a whole lot of people, we're going to vote for her, okay? Let's let her win. Coming to a town near you.
Number 4.
See, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, they offer a small, closed, menacing vision of America defined by fear and scarcity and exclusion. They imitate the blood and soil rhetoric of history's worst regimes.
We're Nazis. Hey, they haven't even slowed down. They don't care. We're going to, and people back there clapping, absolutely clapping. Because Stephen Miller and Trump and everybody else, J.D. Vance, they're all Nazis. Retribution? Retribution probably isn't a strong enough word.
Number 3.
Clearly, these are programs for every single New Yorker. These are not programs that are going to ask the immigration status of any one of the children.
Here we go again with the children. The children. And it's for everybody. Everybody living here, not Americans. We're going to take your tax dollars, New Yorkers, and we're going to give your tax dollars to everybody. And if we need more, we're going to tax you some more because all these children need to be taken care of. Well, I didn't have them. They're not my kids. That doesn't matter. They're here, and we're going to give them free stuff. Well, I guess it's not free. Stuff paid for by you. Too bad.
All of those children are New Yorkers. They should all be enrolled in pre-K and 3K, no matter where they were born or where they come from. And we are also proud to be a sanctuary city. What a sanctuary city means is that we have policies in place, policies that have existed for years in this city, that deny ICE agents access into schools, hospitals, city properties, or even the properties of city contractors.
I'm telling you, I mean, the more I hear about this stuff, the more I do research. I don't know how we get out of this without the military. They are making these places impenetrable. You can't come into schools. You can't come into city offices. You can't come into daycare. You can't come into businesses. You can't come into voting polls. You can't do anything. You're basically making ICE toothless. You can't do anything. And we're not going to allow the police to work with you. Meanwhile, we're going to take the money that you pay for public services and we're going to give it to the very people who aren't supposed to be here.
Unless those ICE agents can present a judicial warrant signed by a judge. We know that the vast majority of the time, ICE agents are not presenting that kind of documentation. If they're presenting any documentation, it tends to be an administrative warrant, and oftentimes there isn't any documentation even provided. So we want to make clear the rights of every New Yorker that they have.
Hey, notice they keep saying these words, every person that lives here. They don't say American. As you're traversing the interwebs and you're on Facebook or you're on X or something, and listen to the verbiage. They no longer say this is about America. Yeah, we need retribution. Let's not shy away from retribution anymore. Let's make sure every single person knows we are 100% about retribution because you are making sure we have to make a stand. We don't have any choice. Because you're still advancing with your troops, you just expect us to lay down.
Number 2.
I really, truly believe this.
Okay. This is more from the Don Lemon show. And this woman ran for president. Looks like she's planning to run again. And she's going to say something here where, just like the other lady from New York had no idea what the hell she was talking about, you will watch this 30 or 40 seconds. I doubt many of you will be able to understand, not that you can't hear it. She makes absolutely no sense. This woman wanted to be president.
We each have light inside of us. And we need to know that that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual to dampen that light, and instead let that light kind of carry us, in particular through moments of darkness, that we not only act on that hope.
Even Don Lemon is looking at her and saying, what the hell is she even saying? But, you know, I'm here because I'm a Democrat and I want to support Democrat candidates. But what the hell is this woman even saying? How about the light inside and, huh? What?
But we inspire that hope in each other. And in particular at this moment, it is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb.
Oh, poor Don Lemon. That was one clip of Don Lemon, and I said to myself, bro, that must have been tough. What was going through your mind? What was going through your mind as you're watching this woman throw up all over herself? I mean, it was verbal diarrhea. All right, so next, after everything we found out about Tulsi Gabbard documents she put out, everything about Fauci, the media is not reporting. And here's why they're not reporting it. Because they were all complicit in everything he did. Listen to this.
Number 1.
It likely jumped species from an animal reservoir into humans and now is spreading among humans. Are you calling for the closure of the wet markets? I think they should shut down those things right away. I mean, it boggles my mind because what we're going through right now is a direct result of that. And you have animals that come out of the wild that are sold at these open, what they call them, wet markets, where people buy these things for festive dinners or what have you. So there's every reason to believe that that jumping of species from an animal reservoir occurred. The most likely origin is a natural origin from an animal reservoir to human. What they did is they cleaned out the markets as soon as it turned out that it was clear that there were clusters coming from the market, which, you know, in typical fashion, I think, trying to make sure that things don't get pointed to them, they probably got rid of the animals that were the intermediary hosts there.
We weren't even allowed to talk about it. We weren't even allowed to discuss it. We weren't even allowed to make inference like, you're lying, bro. You know, it's funny here. Look and see if you recognize this woman who was talking to him. Hold on. You recognize her? Every Sunday she does a talk show on CBS. That's Margaret Brennan, one of the biggest lefty loon newscasters out there. And they had her out there protecting little Anthony as he lied and lied and lied over and over again.
Place of origin was not within the market itself.
No, I don't think you could say that. I don't think you can say that. I think you could say we don't know how and where it originated. There are wet markets in Wuhan that are ample opportunity for a virus to jump, but more likely that it's a natural occurrence from an animal reservoir to a human. So it came from a wet market.
Right. All right, so I know most of us hate Chris Cuomo, but even he at this point was like, what are you talking about, bro?
The same place where there's this huge lab that does all the kind of development of exactly what this thing is, that's some coincidence. It's a coincidence, but you know, there are so many labs all over China that have both labs and wet markets. If it were in Beijing or Shanghai, you'd be saying the same thing. You have a coincidence. There are no...
A coincidence. This man was on television almost 24/7, and now we're finding out what really happened, and the same news organizations, that put him on back then don't want to even mention what Tulsi Gabbard dropped. CBS, no time. CNN, nothing. NBC News, nothing. MSNB, whatever it is, nothing. Not a single second have they spent talking about what Tulsi Gabbard put out there. That's why it's important for you guys to listen and talk about it, because people you know aren't getting the truth.
Lab leaks that have led to pandemics. So there have been accidents in a lab that happens intermittently. We've had experiences with that in modern times recently, but there have never been a situation where a virus escaped from a lab that's a brand new virus that no one has ever seen before that led to a pandemic. That has not happened.
Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. Like, I know he's got a pardon, so we're talking about something that's very tough here, because we're going to have to find a way to remove that pardon. Or what I think is, because where was that part where, hold on, let me see if I can show this to you, because it was something I thought when I saw this on screen. All right, so when you see this on screen and you see, worldwide, meaning all these other countries across the world were people who were supposedly fell victim to this thing. So if we can't charge him here, if we can't put this guy, we can't put this elf in jail here, why won't we let someone else do it? Let China do it. Let Russia do it. Let's let one of these other countries put him in a gulag. He'll want to serve time in America. He'll realize at that point, maybe I should do something here in America, because you go to jail in Russia for what you've done, you're done. You're really, really done. I think this man has more trouble ahead than he knows what's coming. I hope he does. I hope he can't sleep at night.